very big welcome back to day 2 of this 2016 World Judo Masters here in Guadalajara. This historic city is the second largest in Mexico, and it plays host to this last world qualifying event on the judo calendar. Fighters here are aiming for Olympic seeding in Rio de Janeiro, and today, well, we've got 4 middleweight categories and more brilliant judo action. We had loads yesterday, and joining me in the commentary box is Sheldon Franco Rooks. Sheldon, welcome.
Very good afternoon to you, Neil, and a very good afternoon to everyone watching at home. We're going to start with the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 63 kilo category. Yang Junxia of China faces Catherine Unterwertsacher of Austria. It'll be Yang in the white judogi and Unterwertsacher in blue.
Well, interesting, they've met once before. Unterwertsacher was the winner, and world rankings, Yang ranked at 12, Unterwertsacher of Austria 6. She had good form today, actually, Unterwertsacher, right the way through to the semi-final, just lost to Franzen in that semi-final.
Marco Spitzke, the Austrian coach, hasn't got any hair to pull out, but there must be times when both Unterwertsacher and Graf, who we're going to see a little bit later on, bring him to the edge, because they are. The fact that they're both in medal matches must mean that they're always there or thereabouts. It's just, if she misses here, he want to top himself, won't he?
Well, exactly, yeah. Both of them badly need this medal, and for obvious reasons, just to push their world ranking up into the top 8. That's what a lot of these athletes are trying to do. Yang in white, Unterwertsacher in blue.
And confidence-wise, going into Rio, they want to make sure that they've had a podium place. They've seen their flag up there, even if it's not on the very top spot. They get that sombrero to take home. For those of you who were watching before, that's what one of the gifts is that they hand out here. Huge sombrero.
Well, hopefully to take the medals home with them. Unterwertsacher and, left against right here. So we've got a left against right situation. Yang, right foot forward, more predominantly right-handed with her techniques, but they do go the other way as well. Unterwertsacher, there she does as well. Left Seoinage on the other side. Unterwertsacher left-handed more predominantly, but can go on the other flank as well.
You see what I mean about Marco Spitzke? He's already dripping with sweat there.
Well, everybody in this stadium, believe me, this Lopez Mateo Sports Centre is dripping with sweat. Now, possibility of a hold down here, and Unterwertsacher could be in trouble. Well, Unterwertsacher just manages to sit up. If she sits back now, she's going to be in a hold down. So very lucky there, because that went off the mat area, didn't it?
And she was lucky to have the leg trap. That made it a little bit awkward for Yang to secure the offside combi, because she wanted to move slightly more to the side and put some more pressure on the top. But Unterwertsacher wrapped up the leg, so managed to get out of that one. She's picked up the single Shido, 2.5 minutes left to go.
Well, of course, the Shido on your board there, the little yellow flag that's indicated there, just 4 of those, and it's Honsokamaki disqualification. And we get those for minor inflictions of the rules. It could be anything to do with gripping, stepping outside that yellow area, not attacking within, 20 to 30 second period. So they have to attack all the time. And that's what Unterwertsacher has that Shido for.
Well, the Chinese have got a good history in this weight category. Xu Li was the silver medalist in the Olympic Games in London, losing out to Oshkozolnia in that final. But they've got a bit of pedigree here.
Well, they have been struggling, haven't they, just to find the form in the lower categories. They've always had the heavyweights to fall back on.
Yeah, no trouble with the heavyweight fighters, as Neil has said. And I suppose after Beijing, they've had some problems. It was such a good games for them. Three gold medals, so difficult to follow that.
Well, dropped Seoinage there. The Chinese dropping right the way between Unterwertsacher's legs. Not quite enough control, though, of the upper part of the body. Second penalty goes to Unterwertsacher.
There's no need for her to panic here. There's a minute and a half. She's been putting some pressure on. Just took her, her foot off the gas there, and then she picked up that penalty. But I think it's Yang who's beginning to feel the pressure. She knows that Unterweizsacher is coming at her.
Well, I know who's coming to Unterweizsacher, and that's her coach for sure. And a lot of pressure there. And a great technique there. Sasai Surikomiyashi, and takes her over. She gets a score and she's in the hold down, but Yang just manages to get out. Brilliant technique there. And that was under pressure, like you said, Sheldon. Pulled that out the bag, and she could be in trouble here herself. Oh my goodness me, is she going to go into the hold down? No, she just manages to turn out.
I couldn't look.
Well, no, she almost
Schmitka.
just made a mistake. What a mistake that was. Trying to turn her over, and it was almost a kid's turnover into a hold down. And she's put herself in all sorts of problems here. 34 seconds to go, and Yang has got her. Oh my goodness. And Marcus Spitka must be tearing his hair out, because she had rescued this with a Wazari, with that Sasai to Surikomiyashi, and now it's all over. Yang has won the bronze medal.
You know, once she scored the Wazari, she was in the lucky position of being able to secure the Osaikomi. For me, that was the mistake. You score Wazari, you enter the Osaikomi, finish it off.
Well,
finish it off.
Absolutely. I think that's what she was thinking, well, let me just roll this, finish it. I've got a Wazari on the board. But my goodness, what a mistake. And every mistake that she made was down there in Newaza.
Yeah. Well, for once, Spitka's not pulling his hair out. He's being a bit, he's calm about it, because maybe he's just thinking, okay, we're going to let this one go. We've got a few things to work on, as ever. But he's not throwing his toys out.
Well, credit to Yang, because she really kept her cool and pulled it out the bag. And if it was Newaza, and that's the thing about our sport, it's standing down to ground. There's the Ashiwaza, or foot sweep, right the way into the ground. Almost fell into the hold down. So it was fully committed.
See, Unterweizsacher at that point is behind, because she's picked up the 2 penalties. She then digs deep, comes up with the score, almost finishes off in Newaza, makes that single mistake that lets Yang back into it, and then she hasn't got enough to fight her off.
No, I mean, it was a real comeback there from the Chinese under pressure. Back and forth all the time. The match was back and forth. Unterweizsacher couldn't get out of that. There was no way out there. So a well-deserved bronze medal for the Chinese to open up this second-day competition here in Guadalajara.
Well, the second of the bronze medal matches now features Sendayush Senenadmed of Mongolia. She's up against Anneke van Emden of the Netherlands. It'll be Sendayush in white, Van Emden in blue.
Well, Van Emden is one that has been in the medals almost everywhere. In this 4-year period of qualification, she's picked up a lot of Grand Prix, Grand Slam medals. Consistency has been there. Her world ranking at number 9 shows that. But this will definitely take her into the seeding of the Olympic Games. Now, remember that if they get into the top 8 in the Olympic Games, they have automatic seedings away from each other, the top 8. It gives them a better chance, certainly for 1 or 2 contests, to get it all going.
Vincent Drouot of France is the referee in the middle for this one. It's a really, really interesting situation here, because Van Emden is about to take to the mat in the bronze medal contest, whilst her teammate in the same weight category is waiting in the wings for the final. And I think that they've already made the decision, as Neil was just hinting at there. It's all preparation for Van Emden to take part in Rio, and yet you've got her teammate waiting in the wings who could steal the final, end up as the Masters champion and not go. And there'll be 2 Dutch in that same situation, both of whom will be ahead of their rivals and end up watching.
Well, talk about a pressure point for Van Emden. This is it. Sendayush will have something to say about it, but one time that they did fight before, Van Emden came out the winner.
Yeah, they've got 2 fighters with that name, Sendayush. This is the lighter of the two, Sendayush Serenadmed, and the other in weight above this, Sendayush Naranjago. Not at all related.
Well, that could be the shimiwaza there now. Has that gone underneath the neck? Trying to wrap the jacket round the neck for the submission. Two ways of winning by submission, either by arm lock or strangle. And then if you hold them on their back as well for 20 seconds, that finishes the contest outright, as well as throwing them on their back.
All concentration from Van Emden, written all over her face. Desperate to come away with a medal here.
Well, a real pressure point, like I said, for Van Emden, Sheldon, because she knows that she needs to get this medal, really. I mean, she's world rank 9, and they will send, I'm sure, the fighter that they think is going to have the best chance of a medal at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, I think they've settled on Van Emden without actually making the announcement that if she takes the medal here, there'll be 280 points, and no doubt that's going to get her up there into a seeded position. That's really what the fighters are most concerned with. Whoop. Slip there from Sendayush.
Well, Ashiwaza from Van Emden, and almost scored, didn't it? Need to take them onto their side. If you throw them onto their side, it's a Yuko. But the top half of the body actually has to make contact with the mat. One penalty just gone up there. Oh, it's 2 actually, up to Sendayush. 2 Shidos. Remember, the 4th one, and it's all over.
Again, it's just a little bit the tempo for me. She hasn't quite got the timing right for her attacks, and she's picked up a passivity penalty. Because it's been a nice contest. That was a reasonable little effort there from Van Emden. Didn't get the feet moving. Top half of the body went in for that standing up on Serenagi, and then he bailed, having decided, I've left my feet behind, so she came back out. We saw a beautiful example earlier on with Travis Stevens. He had everything moving then, including his opponent.
Well, the whole idea of any kind of front technique is that you have to turn your back on your opponent with full abandonment and full commitment is the word that I'm looking for. Of course, the power from the gripping from the opponent doesn't always make that easy. So trying to put pressure on there. Sendayush trying to back her up to the end. Van Emden needs to attack off it. 2 feet outside the edge, and it's a penalty. So Van Emden gets 1. She gets a Shido. You have to stay within it.
That's really a tricky one, because the penalty that Van Emden got there was for an overly defensive posture. Now, Sendayush was coming forward. Van Emden didn't want to go back, so she ended up blocking out her opponent.
Well, you can see there again, looking for the strangle. Sendayush trying to wrap that jacket round, get the lever, and that just might be it. She might be too far there. Now Van Emden might have made a mistake. Just managed to get out of there. 6 seconds to go, Sheldon. That could have gone away from her.
Well, she took the risk, didn't she? Gave it her best shot. One more roll of the dice there. It's incredible, you know. This is a very knowledgeable crowd.
You're absolutely right. It is. It's a really good crowd here. They get behind the people, and when a score's about to come or a penalty's about to come, they're right up there, aren't they?
Well, another penalty was dished out there right at the end. Sendayush was given the penalty for attempting to push her opponent out. And I think she was trying to draw the penalty, wasn't she? You know, she, rather than try to throw her or set up any kind of technique, it was just, let me hope that they'll give her a penalty for stepping out, and it backfired. Anneke van Emden takes the second of the bronze.
Well, she certainly keeps it open, doesn't she, for that Olympic place. That face says it all, and it really is. Pressure contest, that one.
We come now to the final of the under 63 kilo category. Toshiro Miku of Japan faces Jules Franssen of the Netherlands. It's Toshiro in white, Franssen in blue.
Well, there's not too much difference, is there, between Van Emden and Franssen. With the 700 world ranking points, it could take her up above Van Emden, but it'll be very, very close between them. Then a decision by the Dutch as to who to send. I think she's got her work cut out here, though. Toshiro Miku of Japan is here to prove a point too.
Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia is the referee in the middle for this one.
Well, we've seen some good groundwork skills from the Japanese team today. Some good throwing skills as well, but it's nice to see an all-over game. That's what we want to see. We want to see standing, we want to see ground, we want to see transition from standing to ground. Taetoshi attempt from Franssen. And this is where Toshiro is strongest. Straight away there into the attack. Looking for the shimiwaza, looking for the strangle. Can she get the leverage? Is it going to be all over? Very, very quickly. Just manages to hold off.
Van Emden absolutely needed that bronze medal. Had she failed to take that bronze medal and Franssen won here, it would have put Franssen ahead of Van Emden in the world ranking list. And then there would have been questions. I think the face of Van Emden told that story. And it's a big ask for Jules Franssen to take it from the number one seed.
Well, I think Toshiro is just going to be that little bit too strong. She knows that she's got to stay off the ground. That's where she's dangerous. Left against left. That means that the left foot predominantly forward. Obviously, they do switch. The ones that can switch to the other flank, big advantage, massive advantage, because it opens it up for the big one then on the side that they're strongest.
Mark van der Ham in the chair for Jules Franssen.
Well, I think somebody's going to go any second now. They're just looking a little bit off balance, both of them actually, when they're going in for the Osotos. And that was a drop from Franssen. Possible penalty for her. And a Shido up there to Franssen. And there's the switch there from Toshiro. Right, Sorisuru Komigoshi. Just waiting for the right moment to switch to the other flank. They're trying to set it up for the switch to the other side, Toshiro. So left foot forward, but then suddenly switching to the other side. Well, other than that, Shido, all evens. It's just come up to the halfway mark.
Shiro couldn't hope for a better coach in the chair for her, with more experience. Ueno Masae, double Olympic and double world champion. So,
well, it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
If anyone's got the experience, having been out there and done it, then it's Ueno.
Well, we just saw another switch there, and Franssen this time switched to the other side. Right, Seoinage attempt from her. Now she goes just one little bit here from this position, Franssen. She knows that she's got to spread her weight.
And she's got the right body type for that, hasn't she? It's long, and there's lots of limbs to get moving, and Toshiro couldn't manage it on that occasion. Oh, that was a good effort.
Excellent effort there. Osodogari there from Franssen. Close match this. It's by no means all Toshiro. Looking for the same strangle again. Is it just slipping underneath the neck there? Sometimes the chin gets in the way. She's trying to go away from it. Trying to get the leverage. Goshi Jimmy going on to the foot. Can she get the leverage? Just pulls out Franson at 49 seconds.
We're just hoping for a little bit of help from the referee there, that he would get in the right position to see that it was across the chin.
Beautiful Ashiwaza there, wasn't it? Wazari scored there. Toshiro just caught the foot. It was almost like a sticky foot Ashiwaza or foot sweep, and took Franson over. And I think that's going to be it. She's just going to let this play out now, trying to dominate. 26 seconds to go. Franson will need an ippon. You see why I call it the sticky foot there? It just didn't let go. Stayed with it, drove her over.
And there's a time when you don't want to either commit an error or give up a score, and I normally say it's 40 seconds. That was 45.
No, absolutely. And just letting the seconds tick away now. Very cool, calm and collected in the Japanese camp, as you would expect. It's going to be their third gold medal here. And a well-deserved silver medal for the Netherlands. So silver and a bronze in the same category.
There's absolutely no shame in that effort from Franson at all. She gave up the single Shido, so she was in it right to the end. She gave up a single score, and she managed to avoid getting caught on the ground from Toshiro, who's a Neva's specialist, on 3 or 4 occasions. So,
well, I think anybody who's got to make the selection between Franson and Van Emden would need to know the athletes personally, know them in depth as to who they feel is going to do the best at the Olympic Games. Credit though to Toshiro, a nice steady performance and a nice bit of Ashiwaza foot movement from Toshiro to win the match.
A nice round of applause from the crowd as well for the gold medalist Toshiro Miku of Japan. And there's that sticky foot.
Well, it is the sticky foot, but it's also the drive with the lapel and the control with the hands. And a lot of people probably don't realise that the hands and the feet got to work together in order to get the full power of the movement.
I like the right hand in particular, making sure that the top half of the body can't turn away. See, right at the end she turns away, but the damage is already done. This point, she's taking her down. That's enough. It's enough to get the score. She can turn all she wants after that. But all the way down, Toshiro
absolutely
was in control.
Tsuruti and Kazushi at its best.
Right, coming up next, the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 73 kilo category, and rather surprising. And Chang Rim finds himself in the bronze medal match against Rustam Orozhov of Azerbaijan. And unfortunately picked up an injury, so Orozhov it is who comes out to take the bow, and rather sheepishly and slightly embarrassed, he hangs his head at being given the walkover, but just as well because Orozhov had a foot injury as well, so he's made it through the whole day. Peter Seisenbacher was talking about the injury this morning. They were going to pull him at any stage, but he managed to make it through the whole day and has come away with a bronze medal. The second of the bronze medal matches then features Sagimuki of Israel. He's up against Denis Yartsev of Russia. It's Muki in the white judogi, Yartsev in blue.
Yeah, I don't think either one of these at their best today, but that's not the main aim, of course. It's got to be the Olympic Games. But we've seen Sagimuki of Israel so much sharper, and Denis Yartsev as well from Russia. Massive throwers, these two, so there could be some real fireworks here between these two. Muki, world rank number 4, Yartsev world rank 7, so they're both within the world qualification for seeding at the Olympic Games, but I don't think Yartsev absolutely guaranteed a place, is he? I think the Russians are sending certain people out to this event and not 100% decided in certain weight categories. So Muki against Ayatsev, Muki in white, Ayatsev in blue. Five-minute contests for the men and 4 for the ladies.
One of the most exciting fighters on the circuit, Sagi Muki. Really, really great throwing skills. The bad news for him is that so is Ayatsev. So
well, Ayatsev kind of waits, doesn't he? He's got great ashiwaza, great feet to counter-attack. One mistake from Muki and he'll be going over, but then one mistake from Ayatsev and he'll be going over as well. Watch Muki go into the attack off the sleeves. He changes direction in mid-flight as well. So sometimes it looks as if he's going forwards and he'll change it to an Osotogari attack to the back. Ayatsev, though, knows about it. Just one time before they've fought each other. And Ayatsev was the winner in that particular contest. So a little bit nervous here. Muki looks nervous.
single Shido picked up by the Israeli.
Beautiful technique there. Beautiful ashiwaza there from Ayatsev and straight into the hold down. That was beautiful change of direction, and that's what he does best. And look at his feet there and his spread of weight, because he's just, well, he's making it impossible for Muki, and Muki's been held down there. He's not had a good day at all, and that was a brilliant change of direction there from Ayatsev.
That was a vice-like Kamisho Gatami as well.
Well, he wasn't going anywhere from that, was he? And transition by the Russian, absolutely superb. Well, you don't very often see Muki beaten like that either.
Well, we knew there was going to be some excitement because we've got two spectacular throwers on the tatami, and as Neil was saying, someone was going to go. Unfortunately for Sagi Muki, he ended up on the receiving end of this ashiwaza.
Well, have a look how he goes one way first of all. And does it a lot, actually. And I was going to say Sagi Muki does it, but look at that. He goes one way, feints one way, takes him the other way. Just a change of feet to change the direction and directly into the Kami Shihogatami. Kazure Kami, actually. One arm over, the other one under.
Neil is going to remember an exponent of that who was around about the same time as him, who had the most beautiful little switch, they used to call it, and that was Chris Bowles.
Absolutely.
He was fantastic at that.
Dearest friend of mine, and he was absolutely terrific, and it won him a lot of contests too.
Just that little drop of the knee.
Charlie Gatami, we could call it. Brilliant stuff from Ayatsev, and a well-deserved bronze medal for him.
Well, with things happening so quickly, we're up to the final of the under 73 kilo category. Ganbata Odbaya of Mongolia faces Hashimoto Soichi of Japan. It's Ganbata in the white judogi, Hashimoto in blue.
Well, Hashimoto has been on blinding form. 24 years of age, Hashimoto, and probably the number 3 choice in Japan. Don't forget that Ono is already going to the Olympic Games. He's been selected. They've got another 2 as well, but favoured Hashimoto, I feel, for the 2020 Olympic Games build-up, and we'll see a lot more of Hashimoto. He's been throwing people all day, but he's got his work cut out with the very, very strong Ganbata of Mongolia. But not bad when you can put your number 3 out, and he's in the final of the World Masters in one of the most contested weight categories in the world.
Yeah, well, we had some good people here in the lineup, so there was no easy route. And Chang Rim, Orozhov, that was 1 and 2, and they were 1 and 2.
Well, yeah, world ranked number 1 and 2, and came out the most difficult side there. He has a terrific Seoinage, he has an Uchimata. And look how physical Gambatar of Mongolia is being, and that's the only way that you can fight against the Japanese. It really is. You have to be physical and you have to be technical as well. Trying the Tomonagi, Hashimoto there, couldn't quite get underneath Gambatar. Now there's a cool customer, and that man there is the great Kosei Inui, Olympic and world champion, former, now in charge of this Japanese team. Lots of pressure on Inui to deliver at the Olympic Games. And the reason behind that, they didn't get a men's gold medal at the London Olympic Games, one of the first times that that's happened. So lots of pressure. Oh my goodness me, he's got the arm lock there. Oh, wow. Well, what can you say about that? Hashimoto just pulls a Jujigatami out, and Gambatar couldn't do anything about it. That just came from nowhere.
Yeah, you'll see when the replay comes up, it's not, the classic position.
No, but I mean, the transition into that was terrific. It really was. The Japanese supporters up there absolutely loving it. But, well, I don't know where that came from, because we haven't seen him even attempting it in the earlier stages. Looking for the Tachiwaza, and I think that's probably what Gambatar was defending to. Look at that, straight onto the arm, and a very unusual way of applying it. Well, it's got a BJJ look, that. I mean, it really has. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it, just to find out if he's been doing newaza with any of the BJJ guys, but the jiu-jitsu guys, should I say.
It's under the left arm. Look where he's got the right leg under that left arm. It's an unusual place to put it.
Well, it's a really unusual way of applying Jujigatami. I mean, normally, certainly for me anyway, controlling the head and putting pressure on the head. But he tended to go off at a slightly different angle there. And people will be looking at that, and people will be trying to assess exactly what he did and how he went into it. Great stuff there from Hashimoto.
We come to the awarding ceremony in the under 63 kilo category. The fighters are lined up down at the far end of the competition hall, and here is Neil Adams with the rundown of the medal winners.
Well, 2 bronze medals in every category. Bronze medal for China. Yang Junzi is going to step up there with Van Emden of the Netherlands getting well-deserved points there, probably crucial to her Olympic selection. The great Yoshihiro Yamashita of Japan, 4-time a world champion and Olympic champion, and one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Presenting the medals. Silver medal, Jules Fransen of the Netherlands, and the gold medal goes to Toshiro Miku of Japan. Great performance from her, great newaza. But it was a nice ashiwaza in the end that actually secured the win. She catches the foot, she drives with the hands, and she places Fransen exactly where she wants her. Well, certainly a headache for the Dutch in the under 63 kilos category. It's a good one to have. You've just got to decide who's actually going to have the best chance of medaling at the Olympic Games.
There are those sombreros that we're talking about. Van Emden has decided that something amusing about it.
Well, we saw a few of them, certainly in the under 48 kilograms presentation yesterday. Everybody donned the sombrero.
Briefly, and then
briefly.
Kondo said, I'm not having any of it.
Well, then they decided not to, didn't they?
Yeah. And now the national anthem of Japan.
Thank you. Gracias. And now it's time for a family picture with the athletes and the key
The athletes gather on the top of the podium there for what is affectionately referred to as a family picture. Not sure if anyone is actually related to anybody there, but you know what we're talking about.
Well, confirmation then. Toshiro of Japan gets the gold. Fransen of the Netherlands the silver. Yang and Van Emden get the bronzes.
Very happy and smiling, Anneke van Emden. A bit of a release there. There are several more high-powered matches to come, and the next of these will be the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 70 kilo category. Sendayush Naranjago of Mongolia faces Yuri Alver of Colombia. It's Sendayush in the white judogi, Alver in blue, and here's Neil Adams again.
Well, Alver certainly started to get better and better as the day went on. Just made that one mistake in the semi-final. Three-time world champion Alver, and such a hard fighter. She was not happy, I can tell you, after that semi-final. Sendayush of Mongolia, world ranked 17. Alver still well ranked at number 3, and an absolute, well, heroine in her country. She really is. Don't win many world titles. Not 3 world titles anyway in any sport. Sendayush is in white from Mongolia. Alver is in blue. 4-minute contest. Look how aggressive Alver is. So determined. Big arm over and looking for the Osoto straight away. She'll be looking to get that big right arm right over the back there of Sendayush. Fought each other once before. Alver the winner. And from a psychological point of view, that can mean something as they come out here. Sendayush there, bad attack, got away with it. You've got to take your opponent with you when you attack like that. So right against left, but Alver, she comes out left foot forward, and then she thunders the right arm over the top for a right-handed attack. So it's not a left against right, it's right against right, but she's adopted a left stance first. Watch how her left hand will come on. Sendayush is trying to keep that arm off. She's already got a penalty for doing it. She keeps parrying the arm off. Now the big arm of Alver coming over. Well, positive against negative gripping. The ones that are coming forward trying to grip up. Oh, it's all over. What a beautiful osotogari there from Alvia. She wanted that right arm over the top, and Sendeush made a mistake. She was keeping that big right arm at bay. That says it all, doesn't it? The crowd absolutely loving that.
Well, if you can't back one of your own, a Mexican, you may as well back one of your not too far away neighbours, a Colombian.
And that's exactly what they've done, isn't it?
Poor old Sendeush wasn't going to get a look in, was she?
That was brilliant, opportune stuff there from Alvia. She was looking for the right arm over the top. She'll be looking for an Olympic medal.
It'll be a second, won't it? We took a bronze in the under 70 kilo category in London.
And there it was. Yeah, exactly. It'll be a second
flat-footed, wasn't
medal.
she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
just had to readjust her balance, didn't she, Alvia? Readjusted it 3 times, actually. 1, 2, and then the third one there. Osoto, Makakomi, and she took her cleanly onto her back. Great opportune stuff. 2-0 up to Alvia in their head-to-heads.
Coming up next, the second of the bronze medal matches in the under 70 kilo category. Sally Conway of Great Britain faces Kim Seong-yeon of South Korea. It'll be Conway in the white judogi and Kim in blue.
Yeah, well, Sally Conway lost on the ground to Alvia. And that was in the quarterfinals. It's a double repechage. That means that if they lose in the quarterfinals, they have to do a repechage final. She beat Maria Perez of Puerto Rico. Here she comes. She's got good groundwork. She has good transition in. So unusual to see her beaten by Alvia on the ground, but there it is. Kim Son-yoon of Korea. 2-1 up in their matches. 3 times they fought each other. Sally Conway is at the perfect place now. She's at number 13, so she could actually just move up into the top 8 or roundabout. Certainly this medal will help. Kim already ranked 8 in the world. Conway in white. Beautiful Seoinage there from Kim. So quick, that. Well, what do you think, Sheldon? She'll be looking to try and get on her back, but she's so quick to get back onto her feet from the Seoinage as well, Kim.
Conway's... She's just had the one slip earlier. She's been throwing nicely today, and I just got a feeling that she's got enough to get past Kim.
Well, nice ashiwaza there from Conway. Excellent.
All problems here for the Korean.
Well, this is where Conway is at her best now. Is she going to get on her back? So just let her go there, didn't she? It was just a bit of lack of control. Mr. Marius Visa, the president of the IJF, just looking on. So real strong gripping on the ends of the sleeve here from both fighters. Conway's got to attack. Both hands were cross grip then. They were on the same side of the lapel. Conway looking for an opportunity to go into the arm. Here she goes. She's going to get into that arm, and then she'll try and slip it for the Jujigatami, but didn't quite have the elbow.
A little over 2 minutes left to go. So plenty of time as far as the clock is concerned. Nice clean scoreboard as well. Neither fighter penalised yet, so finely balanced.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing, isn't it? We want to see them attacking within the time period, and gripping up and trying to throw, and that's what both are trying to do. Dropped Cianagi there. Conway did well there, didn't she?
See, I think Conway's best bet is to put as much pressure on Kim as possible in the near-waza exchanges. Kim seems to be just giving up the back and saying, okay, I'm going to defend here. You're probably, a little bit sharper in near-waza than I am. Okay, well, you take that. Okay, you do 2 or 3 of those, and then Conway's got to be first to the attacks when they're standing up. That's not happening, though. Kim's clever. Because as you've pointed out before, you can do as much attacking as you like in near-waza. When you get back up, you end up getting the penalty if you haven't attacked in tachiwaza. So Conway's got to be careful of that.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, and she's in danger of that now. If Kim just does another couple of really positive attacks, it will be one Shido up there, and that's going to be a score. Wazari scored there to Kim, and Uranagi takes her backwards, and Conway just turned her back without the hand control, and that was a mistake.
Got herself in a horrible position there, didn't she? And she couldn't get away. Whichever way she moved, Kim was trying to position herself for the takedown, and then it came.
Tani Otoshi actually, not Uranagi, just put the foot out, took her over it.
And then unlike something that we saw earlier on, she managed to make room for her body there. Well, it's a nice effort. Couldn't finish off the Satemi-waza though. She managed to make room for the body so that the back landed on the tatami and not on her own body. Kim leads by Wazari. Neil.
Well, I was just saying she's not giving up on this though. Conway still coming forward, looking for the sumigaeshi. That's going to be a penalty to Kim. Kim just dropped there. Not enough time though to get 4 of them. Again, controlling the sleeve, so strong at that, the Koreans. Conway just can't get the angle for the attack. 30 seconds to go. Well, I know that she's going to be really disappointed, Sally Conway of Great Britain, with just a 5th place, especially at the World Masters. Looking for the counter there, wasn't she? Kim just managed to change direction. 18 seconds to go.
Conway wanted to take her off to the right, didn't she?
Yeah,
Just
that's
wasn't
what she
there.
was looking for. 18 seconds, and, well, she's just going to keep dropping now. She might get a Shido for that. Gets away with it. Definitely going to get a Shido for that. So Kim just dropping all the way. Oh, my goodness
They
me.
gave the Sally Conway for a direct bear hug, which the first one was as well. She was lucky to get away with the first one. But, the result of that was that Kim just dropped to her knees, and she was able to get away with that. Wazari was the score, and it was a good score from the South Korean. Kim Seon-yong ended up taking the contest with a little bit of room to spare. So the second of the bronze medals goes to Kim. It was Alvear who picked up the first. And after these highlights, we'll be back with the final.
Yeah, 4th medal for Korea. 3 bronzes and a gold. There's the Tani Otoshi that took her backwards. Sally Conway just a little bit lost there, wasn't she? Didn't have control with the hands at all. Didn't know where she was going. Didn't know where she was going to land. Good opportune stuff though from the Korean.
Yeah, because Kim, if you look at the footwork, she was always on the move, trying to find a spot to plant her feet to bring off that Tani Otoshi. I mean, that was a happening thing. That wasn't a plan. It was just that developed, and she was able to take advantage of it.
Well, it's what we call opportune judo. You take an opportunity as it arises, and that's certainly what she did.
Just before we get underway with the final, which features Kim Polling of the Netherlands and Bernadette Graaf of Austria, I want to thank you for all your messages and your feedback. We're delighted to have the contact with you, in particular on the point about the selections that the Dutch have made for their Olympic team. We'll go into that in a moment, but let's introduce the athletes properly. Kim Polling of the Netherlands in the white judogi, Bernadette Graf of Austria in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one, Vladimir Vostrikov of Russia. Here's Neil.
Well, I'm a great supporter of Kim Polling. World ranked #1 now. She has absolute magical moments where she looks so superior in the weight, and she can just be a little bit off sometimes. And everybody's hoping that the major ones, the World Championships, Olympic Games, that it happens that she goes right the way through with one of those magical performances. Polling here against Graf, the 1 seed against the number 5 seed. Should be a good match. Graf coming back to good form as well.
Yeah, you're right. And I think if she can weather the initial storm that she's going to get from Kim Polling, that she's got a good chance. Got to get past that first minute and a half.
Polling goes left and right with that Seoinage. Didn't have control with the hands though, and might just get away with the Shido this time. Won't do it again. You have to take your opponent with you. Graf predominantly left-handed, trying to pull her in. Oh, she's taken her back and almost gets a score there. Kim Polling just manages to twist out. Now is she going to come round the legs? She just might. Kim Polling trying to get round for the Kesagatami. Graf turns onto her front.
I can't imagine two more similar body types. They really are very, very close in height, build, power as well. Kim Polling maybe just the edge in the delivery of the power. There's something about Graf that strikes me as dangerous. First minute gone.
Well, Graf, the surprise winner over Alvia, but say surprise, but she has been on great form. She also beat Perez in the quarterfinals. Two very passionate coaches there, I tell you, and they can get very, very excited.
Graf picked up the penalty for passivity.
Kim Polling absolutely delighted with her semi-final win over Kim Sun-yeon. Great change of direction there from Polling, and she's going to get a wazari for it. Well, it's a Yuko that's been given, and she's straight into the hold down here. Kim Polling showing that she is superior. It's going to be broken, the hold down, so just manages to get out Graf.
She was unlucky not to pick up the wazari.
Well, she's back in the hold down. It's there.
Yeah.
She was in it for a couple of seconds, actually, and now it doesn't look as if Graf is going to go anywhere. It's just readjustment of balance there, and she taps out. Oh. World Masters champion Kim Polling, and she was superior all the way through the day. So what do you think, Sheldon? Definitely good chance for the Olympic gold medal, but it all depends, doesn't it, on the day, of course.
Well, for a long time we've been looking at Kim Polling as one of the favourites. She has the odd lapse in concentration or a bit of a slip up there, and as Neil has just pointed out, the one place that you don't want a mistake is at the game. So as long as everything goes well for her, she's the favourite. She is the favourite for the Olympic title.
Well, absolutely, I agree with you. She is the favourite. Anything can go wrong, as not always favourites win the Olympic Games. But on performances like this, you've got to say that Kim Polling looking superior to the rest of the world. Don't forget that is the number 5 in the world there. Graf of Austria being held down and in the end having to tap out. So a brilliant performance from Kim Polling of the Netherlands. And that smile says it all.
She was very quick to take care of her defeated opponent afterwards to make sure, because she knows that Graf has had a series of injuries and looked very quickly.
It's a proper smile as well, isn't it? It really is.
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 73 kilo category. I think Neil's got the names and the final positions.
Yeah, what an amazing lineup for us under 73 kilograms, and take into consideration that not all the top ones are there. Ono, of course, not there, but they didn't need Ono. Rustam Orazhov of Azerbaijan, he gets one of the bronzes. Denis Ayachev of Russia gets the second bronze medal, and the silver medal goes to Gambatar Udbayar of Mongolia. But no doubting the really quick transition there from Hashimoto of Japan, just 23 years of age. It's not the number one choice, and probably up until now wouldn't have been the number two choice either. They sent the number three, but they sent the man for the future out. And what an arm lock in the final there in this under 73 kilo category.
3, maybe 4.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, probably 4, but
Ono, Akimoto, Mikaya Riki.
Well, exactly, but I mean, what I'm saying is that they're looking for the future. They're looking for 2020. He's definitely going to be the one up for 2020, and well, that says it all as well, doesn't it? You know, and he's quite confident, isn't he?
We could ask our resident buddy, David McFall, Japanese number 4, maybe. That's what we're working on. Yeah, number 4, and we got a big nod from David McFall there. Undoubtedly, there are weights where not only do they have just sheer numbers, but quality in numbers. You're bound to get lots of bodies around, but not necessarily that high quality. Look at the heavyweight at the moment. They haven't got the kind of
not the depth.
Yeah, not the same kind of depth as they have in the under 73 kilo category. Okay, we've got the national anthem of Japan. And just to finish off on the Dutch Olympic selections, because we've had some emails that have highlighted the fact that the Dutch have already selected the fighters that they want to send to Rio. Well, we knew that. We knew that they had selected them, but there was still the qualification period to go through, and there's still the criteria of the IOC and the IJF, and there's many a slip between cup and lip. And if you remember the Germans, when they selected Ilyana Marzal, and they found out that there were some other rules that they had failed to meet from their own NOC, they had to end up selecting another athlete, Kirsten Thiele, who then went to the games and won a silver medal. So it's not all done and dusted, but it will be done and dusted in a couple of days' time, May the 30th. We come to the first of the bronze medals in the under 81 kilo category. Alan Kubetsov of Russia faces Roman Mustopoulos of Greece. It's Kubetsov in the white judogi, Mustopoulos of Greece. And here's Neil.
Well, we had an unusual situation for a World Masters, and we had 3 Russian representatives in the under 81 kilograms. The final repechage final, Magomedov against Kubetsov, no, it didn't happen. Magomedov couldn't come out, so Kubetsov had a walkover through, and he's now fighting Mustopoulos. not much difference in their world rankings. Kubetsov at number 11, Mustopoulos at 10. So this will definitely make a difference, put him in for a seeding possibility. But, and this is the big but, Kubetsov not guaranteed going to the Olympic Games. It'll be interesting to see what the Russians do there. They're keeping it pretty close to their to themselves and not telling anybody.
My money is on Hassan Kalmuzayev, the European champion.
Well, he's the only one that they kept out here.
Yeah, I think that they'll send Kalmuzayev, Kubetsov a few places down, and then Nifontov, he was still in the mix. He's also qualified. They had choices. That was the thing. And I think if we go on the statement that lots of teams are making, whomsoever we feel is most likely to win us a medal, if we use that as a kind of statement, then I think that they're going to go with Kalmuzayev. Vitaly Makarov isn't going to tell us, that's for sure.
Great Makarov there in the chair for the Russians, and very dear friend. Yeah, he's keeping it very close to his chest, that's for sure. But a great judoka, former world champion, Olympic silver medalist himself.
I think the only person that keeps things closer to his chest in the Russian camp is Edzo Gamba.
Well, this is going to be quite a close match, isn't it? Mustopoulos can throw, but he does make mistakes. Kubetsov, he can pull the big one out when he needs to. There's a beautiful Uchimata there from Mustopoulos. Yeah, he was trying the Uchimata and then the Kouchi on the way out.
That time he was more determined, and once the Uchimata had failed, he just defended. The first time round, that little touch of the foot, and it's a pity that it wasn't really more determined. He could have, shaken Kubetsov. Anyway, it didn't materialise.
Yeah, and what he's being told there, Kubetsov being told to dominate with the hand over the top.
Stopoulos has already flown once this afternoon when Travis Stevens got hold of him with that standing Seoinage. It was an absolutely beautiful technique.
Yeah, Travis Stevens back to his very best. Great technique in the semi-final. The left against right again, and has he been taken? He didn't quite, did he? Didn't quite do it there. Same situation there where his own body was in the way. Couldn't quite get him onto his back. So Mustopoulos doesn't sustain a score. Still all evens. 2 minutes gone.
Mustopoulos has shown him that Uchimata 3 times, at least 3 times. Kubetsov has been up on the leg 3 times. There's got to be something else to come from
Well, that's the thing. You hit 3 times. The first time and you nearly score. The second time, third, fourth and fifth is going to be further away. That's guaranteed because you make a resistance to it, you block it out, and you need something across the other flank, the opposite flank, in order to open them up. There's a big Yoko Toshi there from Kubetsov, and didn't have quite enough control with the hands.
You see, he's shown us that Uchimata Kouchi combination. All right, give it one more go with the Uchimata, and I mean a really, really good effort. And after that, you've got your man set up. Let's see, but he's going to try the Uchimata again, that's for sure. Look at the reaction from Kubetsov. I'll wait for that and see what he does. He's waiting for it.
Yeah, he is. And Kubetsov, we know that he's got a Sodisura Komigoshi. We saw him do an amazing Sodisura Komigoshi off the sleeve. But Mustopoulos isn't made for that one, that particular technique. That's why he can't do it. So he looks kind of injured to me. I don't know whether it's bad condition or just not up for the fight. But Kubetsov certainly not on full throttle here.
That last exchange just opened it up. You saw it. It was there for everybody to see. Hey, slow to his feet.
Well, yeah, I think that's the big thing, isn't it? He is slow to his feet, and he tried the Kouchi again there, Mustopoulos. If I was Mustopoulos' coach, I'd be saying just up the ante, up the pace, and you'll start to wear him down, and he's already doing that. certainly 1 minute 24 to go, and he doesn't look as if he's got a lot left here, Kubetsov. Looks very, very tired.
I think you're right about, either the other side or in completely other direction now. He's worn him down. There's a minute 18 left to go. Quite clearly tiring.
Yeah, I mean, it is hot out there, and I've said it several times. It's very, very warm in this stadium here, the Lopez Mateo Sports Centre. There's not got any air conditioning, and so the athletes are really struggling. We're struggling, so I know the athletes are. And one or two worse than others, and Kubetsov here, he has got nothing in the tank.
He just gave that last little stab there, and even though Mostopoulos is out on his feet, he was able to step off that and avoid getting caught.
1 minute. Who wants it most? Kubetsov needs a score.
Gone there again. It's not looking pretty, is it?
Well, no, it doesn't. It lacks just that little bit of conviction and speed of entry. Just offline as well. Kubetsov keeps going with that Yoko Otoshi. Gets a second penalty.
See, that second penalty has just given Mostopoulos the distance here in the last 30-odd seconds. And he's not going to concern himself with Uchimata, Koichi, different direction or whatever. He just knows, I've got the 2 penalties against Kubetsov, and he's not catching me now.
Well, I don't think he is as well, or is he? Oh, that was close. Uchimata, that was his last big one, wasn't it? That really was. Mostopoulos, quick look up at the clock, and he's going to try the Newaza. He's going to waste time. I'd go onto the arm if I was him. I really would. Make
just
it
throw
look
the
real.
left leg over.
Yeah, I'd certainly waste the time properly. But anyway, gets it. Mostopoulos of Greece. Greece get a medal.
Well, I take my hat off to him because he really did get a spanking from Stevens earlier on. Where was that? Was that in the quarter-final?
No, that was in the semi-final. Mostopoulos lost to Stevens in that semi-final.
So he came direct into the medal match. And he's picked himself up after a bit of a whacking, because he threw him twice in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. And, well, it was a good tactical match. Kubetsov, for me, was just not firing on all cylinders.
He burned at 3:35 or 3:40, didn't he? After that, there was very little left. It was all Mostopoulos, and it was just a question of whether he'd be able to catch him or he'd pick up a second penalty and just stay away. And in the end, it was the latter. Roman Mostopoulos of Greece, taking the first of the bronze medal in the under 81 kilo category. Let's see what highlights they've been able to unearth from this one.
Good tactics from Mostopoulos. Did well dominating the sleeves, and did well to out-attack in the end Kubetsov. So just 2 penalties in it, 2 penalties with a deciding factor. Kubetsov has to be satisfied with 5th place, but don't know what it's going to do as far as Olympic selection is concerned.
We've got the second of the bronze medal contest coming up now. Mohamed Abdellal of Egypt faces Nyamsuren Dagvasuren of Mongolia. It's Abdellal in the white judogi, Nyamsuren in blue.
Well, a surprise, I think, isn't he? Abdel Mohamed from Egypt, just coming through, fighting extremely well. Actually, a very dear friend from when I was doing a seminar in Egypt said, watch out for my 81 kilo fighter, because he's got a lot of potential. Here he is fighting for 3rd place in the World Masters. Nyamsuren, one of 2 Mongolians in this under 81 kilo category. Okon Batar losing just prior to the quarterfinals.
I don't suppose your Egyptian connection gave you the lottery numbers, did he?
No, he didn't. No, because I wouldn't be here.
Well, that would have been helpful. Wang Goqiao of China is the referee in the middle for this one as the two contestants get to grips very quickly. And Surin had a little look at the drop Marote Seoinage there, but Abdelal just pushed his hips forward and blocked him out.
Well, he's got a nice Uchimata, Abdelal. Is he going to get the opportunity? Left against right. Look at the very low grip there from the Mongolian. Naam Suren just blocking out. He'll have to be careful of that because he will get penalised for it.
He moved quickly though, didn't he? He didn't stick there with the right hand in the hip. He did change the grip quick and then come back with something positive.
Yeah, I think he felt the Uchimata from Abdelal and he just wanted to block it out.
I liked Naam Surin during the day. He kept coming up with surprises.
Oh yeah, they're producing the under 81 kilo players, aren't they? Well, they're producing everybody, every weight, and different fighters coming through.
Choki beat Choknay Laszlo of Hungary, and then Betsov of Russia before falling in the semi-final to Bourtier. That's put in this contest here. Abdelal had to come through the repechage that Neil has already explained the way that works. I'm not going to go through it again. He defeated Ivan Felipe Silva Morales of Cuba. That was a tough one. Abdelal coming out the winner there, and now the chance for a medal is blocked only by Naam Surin.
Looking for the Uchimata again. Has the sleeve. Well, he's actually gone onto the lapel now just to pull the Mongolian in. Trying to just change the target to attack with the Uchimata. This could be it. Let's have a look how it's going to unfold here. He needs to go in now. He's near the edge of the area. Somebody's going to get penalised for that.
Abdelal is the unlucky fighter to get penalised for stepping out of the area. Well, he flirted with the edge, and as Jan Schneiders, the IGF head refereeing director, often tells all the coaches before every competition, fight in the middle. Tell your fighter to fight in the middle. Don't go
right.
the edge.
Why flirt with the edge? No need to really. The penalties will follow. Well, this is a strange match, isn't it? It's quite tight. Neither one giving much away. And there's the coolest man in this arena, I can tell you.
Algin Yam. Well, there's no problem with the gripping, aren't there? Look, they very, very quickly come to grips.
Well, they're both gripping up, both trying to dominate the sleeve. The one that initiates the most dominant grip is normally the one that will initiate the technique. Left against right, changes it this time. Abdelal tried the Sumigaeshi.
For me, he went the wrong way, didn't he? I mean, he shaped to go over on the left, and his body ended up going to the right. He probably didn't feel strong enough, and then didn't want to get in a weak position and give up maybe something in Nevazo, and ended up just defending himself.
Just one penalty in it. Abdelal coming forwards. Video referee, we have two judges working with the referee. They're off the mat, and sometimes you'll see them stop and just make an adjustment of a decision.
See, the last Temiwaza attack from Abdelal, for me, was the right time. He had the timing right. There was just something he didn't feel was in place, and he decided to bail out of it. Single Shido against the Egyptian, 1:20 odd left to go.
Well, fighting well, really, Abdelal. Naam Suren, though, hasn't done anything big either. Dropped Seoinage there from Naam Suren. Yeah, just face planted, really. So no lift. Now what's going to happen? Ko Soto. Well, you normally see the Mongolians doing that, climbing Ko Soto, just trying to climb over the top. That was a close one there. Abdelal, well, yeah.
He knows it, his face.
Yeah, the look on his face.
It was as though he'd rolled the dice and it'd gone from 7 to 6, you know.
This could be a possible hold down here. Is it going to happen here? Niam Seren trying to turn Abdelal over. Is that offside Komi? We've seen him do this before. Just manages to turn out at 30 seconds to go. So he breathes again. Well, nail-biting stuff.
Well, that's either Mrs. Namsuran or the translator.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, first there was the block, but there wasn't anything left. And now it's Namsuran who's just sticking the right arm into that hip.
Well, yeah, and he's in defensive mode here. Could possibly get a penalty here, Niam Seren. That'll even it all up. If it's all even and it goes into golden score, then Abdelal is the one going forwards. Niam Seren is definitely in defensive mode now.
It's funny
8 seconds to go. Dare they do it?
It's funny how the crowd have now picked a winner. They've picked Abdelal.
Oh, there it is. He gets it.
I mean, a minute ago, it was anybody's match as far as the crowd was concerned. But as the contest came into the last minute, they decided, we're going to go for Abdelal. Poor old Namsuran is not only fighting the Egyptian, he's fighting the Guadalajara crowd.
Yeah, they've chosen their favourite here, I think. Abdelal is going to come forwards now, and I think Niam Seren probably not in the best of condition here for a golden score. Any score on the board, any penalty, any throw, any hold down, any strangle or arm lock for a submission will win this match.
The danger for Nyamsurin is that he'll commit an error and pick up a penalty. I'd like to see it end on a score. Let's see what happens. Here's the golden score period.
First one we've seen, actually, golden score, so great that we've had one.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, great Sianagi. Oh, Niam Seren there, didn't he? Under pressure and directly underneath. Unusual way in there for the Sianagi. That's a reverse Sianagi, pulled back to a traditional, back to a reverse.
He was all over the show, wasn't he, Abdelal? And it was just a movement from Nyamsurin that had him going one way and then the other.
Oh, please, don't interrupt this now.
No, no problems. We're back on.
So still now anybody's match. 38 seconds in, it's going to be
over,
it.
yeah.
Oh, what a win that was for Abdelal. Bronze medal here in the World Masters. Wow, that was deserved. Beautiful change of direction with the Ouchigari.
Well, Nyamsurin can't have any arguments about that. Irrespective of how unattractive the end may have been when it came, Abdelal had control of his opponent. He put him flat on his back. That's the end of that. Abdelal just hung in there, and when it got really tough, when it got really, really difficult, he was the one who had something left at the end to finish off his opponent.
Well, that was a terrific change of direction. Abdelal, yeah, what a change of direction that was. It started with the Ouchigari, or started with the Uchimata leg in, and then he switches it, drives off that back leg, and he just pile drives him onto his back. Knew exactly where he wanted him. What a change of direction that was. Look at the support leg there. He just whips it round, and then he drives off it. He plants it. He'd faked for the Uchimata so many times. Well, trying to get the line for the Uchimata. Gets the leg in and changes the direction of attack completely there.
Abdelal had no power for that turn. That was in his mind, but there was no power left.
Well, it was about hips, wasn't it? And
sorry, Nyamsurin had no power for it.
No, it was all about hips in the end, the change of direction. And yeah, you're right, had no power at all. All of the weight came onto him, and he just took him right the way over.
Because there was the thought there, you could see it. He said, no, it's not going to happen. Right, we come to the final of the under 81 kilo category. Joachim Bottio of Belgium faces Travis Stevens of the United States of America. It will be Bottio in the white judogi and Stevens in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Jose Manuel Cortez of Spain. And here's Neil Adams.
What a tournament Travis Stevens is having. World rank 14, this could put him and it could put Bottio into that top 8. We were doing our calculations. 700 world ranking points for the winner. How many for the second place? It's there we have it, 420 for second place and 280 for bronzes, but there's first to second here, so it could put them both around about that mark, and that makes a big difference going into the Olympic Games. Travis Stevens is on fire.
Whomsoever takes this one will find themselves in a qualification spot. Marty Malloy on the right hand side of your screen, rather sheepish there, and prior to that it was another under 57 kilo category fighter, Arleta Podolak of Poland. No more to be said about that.
Bottio in white, Travis Stevens then in blue. He can throw, Travis Stevens. He had great newaza. He's known for his newaza. Just so much of his training, BJJ and jiu-jitsu. But he can also throw. And back to form. That's good to see. But Bottio, great tactician. And here he is in another major final.
I'm going to predict that this is going to be bruising.
Well, I think it is going to be. It's always going to be. I mean, they fought once before, Travis Stevens, but this, a little while ago. And so this is absolutely starting from scratch. It really is.
Look at them. They are already bruised.
Well, that's it. They're both warriors, aren't they?
Yeah.
We saw that with Travis Stevens at the Olympic Games. He's going to get a Shido for that. That's going to even it all up. Yeah, they're both warriors. They're going to go in there. It's going to be hard gripping, toe-to-toe. If they were boxers, it would be absolutely toe-to-toe. That's what they're doing here now. They're fighting.
Both of them heavily bandaged. A big stretch there from Travis Stevens as he wanted to go to the right side, maybe thinking about the Seo Toshi, but it was a long stretch, wasn't it?
Yeah, better hands this time, though. He realises that he can't just rotate without the hands. Bottio looking for turnover in newaza, but just not quite the conviction that you would expect there. Jimmy Pedro in the US coaching chair. Two-time Olympic medalist Jimmy Pedro trained at my club in his early days for a long periods of time, so I know him well.
That was okay. Tried to drag Bottio onto his back there without really getting the right leg across. Marty Malloy, the Olympic bronze medalist from London.
Yeah, well, they all train together, of course they do. So, well, small injury to the ribs won't stop Stevens. He'll keep coming forwards. Now, somebody else has just got a...
Bottio picked up a second penalty.
Second penalty, God. Well, so now Stevens got to hold his ground. Look how Bottio coming forwards. Well, are we going to have a... Well, he gets it. Stephen gets it, but he did just walk out. Oh, it goes the other way. Look at that. Bottio for pushing. Well, there's 3 penalties on there now, and there's 3 minutes to go of this contest. Is he going to hold off?
This is not going the distance, is it?
Well, that's certainly not what everybody wants to see. Difficult for him to get it back. He's on the arm. Oh, Bottio just manages to pull it in there. And that was great. Tominagi into the arm lock.
Bottio got his arm out of there as though he touched a hot oven.
He did. Well, he didn't want it in there, that's for sure.
Matter again, just to engage Bottio again on the ground. I think this is clever work from Stevens. Just try to pull him into Neves as much as you can now.
Well, he's got to make sure that he attacks at the right time here. One more penalty and he loses the match by default. And Tomanagi breaks the balance of Bottio. Bottio, quick look up at the clock and he just realises, well, yeah, 2 minutes is a long time out there. 2 minutes can be 2 hours. Strong gripping on the sleeves. Well, they've got to attack. Stevens has to attack. He cannot afford to be passive, not for one moment. And he doesn't want to take the chance by pushing out. Bottio there, a drop without rotation.
Stevens would be well advised in those sorts of situations not to mess around with one hand on. You know, get the second hand on, look a little bit more positive, and don't give him a chance. Don't give the referee a chance to penalise you as well.
Yeah, he's got to come forwards, hasn't he? Bottio, like I said, I've been saying all the way through the day, a great tactician, doing everything right. Almost didn't with that arm there, but that was a close one. Strong fighting off the sleeves. Bottio can afford.
Looks a little bit weary, doesn't he, Travis?
Yeah, he does.
Jimmy trying to gee him up a little bit for this last effort.
Well, that's going to be one to Stevens, isn't it? So it's going to be a second penalty up there to Stevens.
40-odd seconds left on the clock.
Well,
this is that time that I talk about. You don't want to make a mistake now.
No, Stevens holding on. 38 seconds. He's got to attack. Has to make it strong. Needs to stay away from the edge. No-handed technique again. Now then, what's going to happen 30 seconds from the end? I know that Stevens doesn't want to go into golden score.
Big hip technique here.
Yeah, Bottio setting it up. Good attack there.
Yeah,
oh, that's going to be a score for sure.
Yeah. I like it for a score.
Well, I thought
and
so.
there's Yuko. He's on the board now. End of story.
What a time.
And the Osaikomi as well. Bottio isn't going to worry about that. He knows it's done and dusted anyway. Look at the smile on his face.
Well, he knew he'd got it, didn't he? It was all over. Travis Stevens gets the gold medal. That was a brilliant performance. What a fight. You did say it was going to be a hard fight.
Bruising battle. Well, it's always not a punch-up, but there's something going on when Stevens is on the mat. And Bottio's just that type of fighter to deliver a really tough, hard contest. Interesting.
Yeah, a little bit of a shame, when so many Shido's penalties are there, but in the end, good technique from Stevens. I think that's what we're going to see in the replay, and then the move into Osaikomi.
Both of these fighters are going to end up in seeding positions, both of them. The silver is going to be worth 420. Bottio is on just an 1100 maybe, so that'll take him a few places up.
Well, that was a real that Sumigaeshi technique there, sacrifice technique from Travis Stevens, right on the virtually on the bell. It needed to be a good technique, couldn't afford another penalty, takes him over, and then just goes past that leg, thinks, well, I'll waste a bit of time, but keeps control of the belt and takes Bottio onto his back. Brilliant end to a contest there. The under 81 kilos, exciting competition.
Look at the smile on his face.
It was a confident smile in the end there, wasn't it? Bottio, though, should be very happy with his silver medal because it's a great result for Belgium.
Yeah, exactly. Shouldn't miss out that. Well done, Neil, for bringing that up. A silver medal here at the Masters. He would have taken that a couple of months ago, wouldn't he? Right, we've got the awarding ceremony in the under 70 kilo category. It's a really nice looking lineup, and here to bring you the names of the medal winners is Neil Adams again.
2 medal ceremonies then, just to finish off this second day here in Guadalajara. Under 70 kilos just all lined up here. Yuri Alvia, the 3-time world champion, just about to step up. Kim Son-yoon of Korea, also the bronze medalist. So 2 bronze medals there in the under 70 kilograms. Bernadette Graf of Austria gets the silver, but no doubting the gold medalist here. Kim Polling of the Netherlands at her very best. She just looked superior all the way through the day. It was just a matter of time. She knew she could do it. She comes in from different angles. In the end, she just takes her opponent backwards and she secures the hold on Graf and holds her for the ippon. In the end, Graf had to tap out, so well-deserved gold medal for Kim Polling. Can she do it at the big one? We can only hope that everything comes right for her at the Olympic Games in 2 months' time.
Well, there's no doubt about her being one of the top seeds. Kim Polling just extended her lead at the top of the world ranking list. So she was at 21.45. She'll go up to 28 now. It won't make it different. She was going to be number 1 anyway. Eman wasn't here. Vargas Koch wasn't here. They will remain up there, but they won't overtake. Alvear could actually. Yes, Alvear will with that bronze medal. She'll overtake Vargas Koch and she will take the number 3 spot. So it will be Vargas Koch to be number 4 and Bernadette Graf number 5. Now the national anthem of the Netherlands.
Thank you. Gracias.
And seeing as we've got a Dutch fighter on the number 1 spot on the podium, really just once again to finish off on the Dutch selections for the Olympic Games, it'll be Marhinda Verkerk ahead of Husje Steenhuis and Anneke van Hemden ahead of Jules Fransen. As far as the Dutch are concerned, that's who they want to send. And if everything goes right with IOC qualification and criteria, then that'll be it. They're all having a go at the sombrero.
Yeah, confirmation then. Oh, obviously, Kim Polling, gold medalist. Bernadette Graf of Austria, silver. Alvia and Kim get the bronzes.
It's the first one of those that we've seen, isn't it? a bit
how
of
nice
fun,
they
a bit
looked
of
as
fun.
well.
Here are some highlights from today's final block.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please wait for the last medal ceremony. Men of 81
Well, please just stay with us for the last medal ceremony under 81 kilograms. To finish off this second day here in Guadalajara, Mexico. Second day of the World Masters. Don't forget that tomorrow we have the light heavyweight and the heavyweight divisions. 5 categories to finish off tomorrow. and more exciting judo, of course.
Kim Polling and Toshiro Mihu, the two women who came in as number 1 seeds, they both ended up in the gold medal spots. The number 1 seed in the under 73 kilo category, An Chang-rim, he lost that. He got picked up an injury, and Antoine Valois-Fortier, well, he lost out early doors to Magomed of Russia. So the men not having the time of it as far as the number 1 seeds were concerned, but the women doing exactly what they were supposed to. And I leave Neil with the lineup, the under 81 kilo category medal winners.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Just looking now at the medal count. Of course, that's secondary here because it's more about the Olympic qualification and world rankings and things. But Japan ahead with 4 gold medals. And USA now picked up a gold. Mongolia in second place, a gold, 2 silvers and a bronze. Azerbaijan, just looking at it now, Netherlands just moving into 3rd place. South Korea in 4th place there, Azerbaijan in 5th. So interesting that the medals are spread, other than the 4 for Japan, but every other medal spread all over the 5 continents.
Who was it that was mentioning Brazil? And I think we both said we've got to be careful here because Brazil aren't ready for this. And I never felt that the Brazilians were ready for this.
No,
so definitely not the men. Definitely not the men.
Well, no, it will be interesting, won't it, just to see how they are and whether it all comes together for them on home soil. Under 81 kilograms then, and this is the final medal ceremony of the evening. So bronze medals, Roman Mostopoulos of Greece, Mohamed Abdel Elal of Egypt. What a bronze medal for him. I've got to say that that was just such a well-deserved, beautiful technique, change of direction, Ouchigari, and Mostopoulos too. Great win over Kubetsov. Silver medal, Joachim Botio of Belgium. Just went away from him at the end, and it was close. The 3 Shidos, I think he had to go for it, but all credit to this man here. Travis Stevens of the USA wins a gold medal here at the World Masters, and what a performance all day. He's had a great day, he really has. Well, we've seen some great judo on this second day here in Guadalajara, and preparations for Rio almost complete. Many fighters will not know what they need to do for the final preparations, but I'm sure they'll go away now and they'll plan for this final 2 months. 5 categories still to come in this tournament, in the heavier divisions, the light heavyweights and heavyweights. So join me, Neil Adams and Sheldon, at the same time tomorrow. Until then, from both of us, it's goodbye from us.
Sombreros are presented by Jalisco's venues manager.
Otorga los sombreros el gestor del estado de Jalisco, David Prado Arredondo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the United States.
Damas y caballeros, pongámonos de pie para entonar el himno de los Estados Unidos de América.
family picture with the athletes and the VIPs.
Y ahora la fotografía oficial.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for today. And, well, tomorrow we will start again at the Guadalajara World Judo Masters 2016 at 11 o'clock. Again, congratulations to all the athletes, and we will see you tomorrow at 11.
Felicidades a los ganadores, gracias por habernos acompañado en este segundo día de competencia. Los esperamos el día de mañana a las 11. Gracias, Guadalajara World Judo Masters 2016.